Over in this part of the research station, we have Pam Tower, who is a technician for the Department of Plant and Soil Sciences at OSU. And you have some really interesting research going on back here.
Well, I'd like to think so. What we're looking at here is a water use efficiency study. And the materials that we're using are two parents. One is an esculentum, and it's a domestic variety tomato. The other one is a Pinelli variety, and it's a wild species, and it grows in South America in the areas of Chile and Peru. Very dry, very high areas down there. So these plants don't like lots of water. And basically what we're looking at is there's a gene segment on the Pinelli parent that has a water use efficiency trait, which means that it utilizes very little water. So we've taken this gene segment and we've crossed it with our esculentum variety, and we've come up with 12 different lines of tomatoes, and you can just see them. They're all planted out here. And there's two portions to our study. One is here at Bixby, and we're looking at the quantity and the quality of fruit that all of these lines are able to produce. The second part of the study is at Stillwater, and that's a water use efficiency test. And basically what we're doing is we're just seeing how much water each of these plants use on a daily basis, and we measure that, weigh them, and compare.
Okay. Well, it looks like they're fruiting really heavily. Are they?
Yes, they are.
Performing like you had hoped?
Yeah. They're doing very well. You can see the size of the fruit. All the lines are very similar in comparison as far as the quantity and the quality and the size. Fortunately, we get a lot of fruit off the plants. Our pickers don't like that much, but
more work for them.
That's right. But this is good. The Pinelli plants, we're using them out here. Unfortunately, right now they're not fruiting, so you can't see the size of the fruit on these guys, but they don't get any bigger than about the size of a marble.
That's incredible. So this is just a wild tomato from Peru?
Yes, at Chile and Peru. It grows along the western coastline up high in the mountains, and it has sticky leaves. The stems, the fruit bodies are very sticky, so probably wouldn't eat these fruit.
None of the insects.
Right. The insects, they don't have any insect problems. They don't look very healthy at this station, and that's simply because of the rain that we've had. They do not like large amounts of water, obviously because of the water use efficiency trait on the gene. That's sort of what we're looking at right now. We've only done the study for about the last 2 years, and so we're still pretty brand new in the project. But what we're hoping to do in the future is possibly take this Pinelli gene for the water use efficient trait and crossing it with a high quality or marketable tomato. And if we could do that, we think it would be very beneficial and cost effective for the growers. Number one being they would have a good quality of tomato to sell, and number two, they wouldn't spend the time or the money on irrigation systems.
A more drought tolerant tomato.
Right. So I think that would be a positive thing for the growers in the state of Oklahoma.
Absolutely.
So,
well, hopefully we can take advantage of these genes. And,
I hope so, yeah.
Create some really good tomatoes.
Yeah, and even hopefully in the future we may be able to do this with other crops as well, not just tomatoes.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with it.
Well, thank you very much, Pam.
Thanks, Steve.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.